This is the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion for Friday, the 2nd of May. I'm Michael Groff. Temperatures a little bit above seasonal averages again today. Now, you might notice some clouds building up to the north of the valley, and you might think, well, what the heck's going on with that? Yes, we could see some isolated showers or maybe even a rumble of thunder north of Phoenix this afternoon. Gusty winds possible in northern La Paz, northwest Maricopa County. Probably won't see anything in the valley today. But the weather pattern is changing and things are looking much more interesting as we get into the weekend and early next week. A significant area of low pressure will be moving across the southwest and kind of stalling out by later this weekend and early next week. And that's going to set up an increase in wind, clouds, much cooler temperatures, and yes, some widely scattered showers and thunderstorms are looking a bit more possible here in southern Arizona, including Phoenix. We'll get you the details on that, how cool it will get, how long it will last, how much rain could there be, all of that and so much more in just a moment. But first, it's Friday, so that means it's Photo Friday here. That's where we take a look at some of the photos and or videos that you guys have submitted. First up, David Parnell, Bradshaw Mountain High School was the place. Last Saturday was the time. Gorgeous weather. David says it was in the 60s at the time. Those high school sports, yeah, we're winding it down as we get through the month of May now. So only probably a couple or a few more weeks left for David to be sending in those pictures from around the high schools anyway, but I'm sure he'll have more stuff for us in the summer, and we really do appreciate that. Beth, how does your garden grow? Beth in North Phoenix? Well, of course, it's still going strong. Every week. I don't know how she does it, but well, we have flowers that are going pretty well out here in the front of our house, and even in the backyard. We got the daisies still going. So I guess as long as the weather stays relatively decent, we're going to get more of these pictures from Beth, and you guys are going to still have your gardens going, your flowers going, and that's good news. She also has a picture of a beautiful sunset from the other night. The backdrop there, the clouds and all that just looks sensational. More flowers. Thank you, Beth, for those pictures. Buck in Montana, kind of a different view here. Of course, there's still snow in the mountains up there. Yeah, it's a little bit cooler in Montana than it is here, but they are getting well into spring. It's warming up across big sky country, so we like to see those pictures too, the clouds. And Buck even sent in a picture, there's a controlled burn going on, so they're getting ready for the wildfire season. While it certainly hasn't been as dry up there as it is down here, still have to be concerned all through the western United States for those wildfire possibilities this summer. All right, and then we go to Chris Martin with a sensational picture from the other night or the other day, the afternoon. The clouds kind of racing on by thanks to those stronger winds aloft, those cirrus clouds just moving on through. And Chris always does a great job sending in those pictures, whether it's from Ahwatukee, which is where this was taken, or his cabin up there in Ash Fork. And Gary is getting ready for Cinco de Mayo, he says. So, look, Photo Friday is not just about weather-related pictures. I always tell you this. It's not just about Arizona. It's not just about weather. People send in pictures from all around the country, all around the world. And yes, we've certainly had plenty of pictures of food and condiments and everything else. So, hey, we'd love to see that. And getting ready for Cinco de Mayo, that's not a bad thing either. Anything food-related, hey, it's probably going to make it on these videos. All right, and then we've got Joe looking west toward the White Tank Mountains the other night. Some clouds there, and just kind of a real pretty view. And then Kevin with some pictures of the storms from the other night. We talked about this. We had some reports of some decaying showers and thunderstorms that were coming off of the mountains and trying to hold together toward the valley. Now, of course, really didn't see much in terms of precipitation. Had a few gusty winds. A couple people said they saw some lightning the other night, but other than that, that's pretty much the view. Still looks great. Some virga, maybe a couple of sprinkles came out of that for you, and that's why we do this here. We'd love to see all of your pictures. Photo Friday. We do it each and every week. groffshow@gmail.com is my email address. It's groffshow@gmail.com for Photo Friday, a segment that we just could not do without you. And we love all your weather-related picks. We love sometimes even your non-weather-related picks because that's what it's all about. I mean, how many times have we shown pictures of our cat and our dogs and other people's cats and dogs and kids and just fun stuff going on? So, that's what we do here. All right, we'll get into it now. First, before we even show the almanac from yesterday, hey, we finally have the climate stats for the month of April in officially, courtesy of the National Weather Service. And, well, April 2025 in Phoenix clocks in at the 18th warmest on record. Average temperature, 74.6 degrees. That's 1.4 degrees above average. There was also 0.15 of an inch of rain in the bucket officially at Sky Harbor. And that made April 2025 the 57th wettest April on record. All right, now we'll go to those climate stats from yesterday. 94 degrees was the afternoon high, 68 the morning low, 89 and 65 are the averages for this time of year. We're about 1 3/4 inches behind on rainfall. We might put a slight deficit into that, though, over the next few days. We'll see. Looking outside right now, about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, we've got mostly sunny sky, but some clouds are off to the north. This view is looking west. We don't have the downtown camera facing north view anymore. It's just facing into a building. I don't know when the city of Phoenix or whoever operates that camera, I don't know when they intend to fix that. I hope it's one of these days because we don't really have a good north-facing camera that I could find on the webcams or the tower cams anywhere. But anyway, we're sitting at 88 degrees at Sky Harbor, dew point's 39, humidity 18%. The winds are light for the moment and the barometer is falling. Satellite picture out here across the west. What you're going to notice is that we do have some clouds beginning to pop up across central, northern, northwest Arizona in association with an upper low. And we're going to see a few of these clouds dropping southwestward, kind of wrapping around that low. And again, maybe getting down into southern Yavapai, northern, northwest Maricopa, northern La Paz County. As they do, we could see some gusty winds. A shower maybe up there, or maybe a rumble of thunder. I just don't think we're going to see any of that getting into Phoenix today. But obviously, we'll keep an eye on how that's looking. Watch warning map. We've got the flood watches and just a number of advisories extending from central and east Texas, north and eastward toward the Ohio Valley. And obviously, the threat for some strong and severe storms will be with us. As the time I put this graphic together, there was some isolated severe thunderstorms across parts of Mississippi and Alabama. Obviously, I'm getting all choked up about it. We also have an air quality alert for Maricopa County. This is for elevated ozone levels once again. So be aware of that ground pollution. And the convective outlook, again, the enhanced risk of severe storms, level 3 out of 5 from Austin and Houston toward Shreveport, Columbus, Mississippi, Huntsville, Alabama, Nashville, all the way up toward the Ohio Valley. Really the broader severe weather risk from South Texas and the Rio Grande all the way up to parts of New England. So that surface boundary there, that's where we have the focus for some severe storms. Now here in Arizona, good portion of the state is in the green, mainly just to the north of Greater Phoenix or close to Greater Phoenix and north. I guess, technically, mathematically speaking, the chance of a storm maybe getting in somewhere to the Phoenix area or the kind of the adjacent areas, it's not zero, but we're not going to put it in the forecast for today. Nevertheless, though, if you travel just to the north of Phoenix, you're heading up there toward Payson or Prescott or even northern La Paz County and certainly up toward Flagstaff and Sedona. Yeah, we could see some isolated showers and storms. In fact, we're already seeing those out there this afternoon. So do be aware of that. Probably not going to be much in terms of rain, but maybe some gusty winds and obviously the lightning, something you're going to have to be aware of. All right, now this is where it gets a little bit more interesting. The precipitation outlook valid through Friday morning of next week. Rain amounts in Phoenix, we might actually see a few hundredths of an inch. I know that doesn't sound like much. You're like, well, boy, big deal. Who cares? It's the month of May. We are right in the heart of the dry season, where we typically do not see much precipitation. So anything we get this time of year is always a bonus. And we could actually see rain amounts up to around 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch across parts of northern and northwest Arizona before it's all said and done. So we'll talk about what's going on with this ever increasingly interesting weather pattern here. As we get to the models right now, take a look at things. This is the GFS. It's the 12Z run. This is valid at 5 o'clock this afternoon. It's a Friday. I'm going to get through it. This is the upper look at 500 millibars, about 18,000 feet off the ground. And again, a weak upper low is traversing across central and southern Arizona. So what it means down at the surface for the rest of the day for us, turning partly cloudy and widely scattered showers and thunderstorms possible across northern Arizona. An isolated storm maybe getting as far south as northwest Maricopa, northern La Paz County, and some gusty winds there, not out of the question. Could we see a weak outflow boundary try to make it into the northern portions of the Phoenix area? I guess. Not going to count on that, though, but keep an eye to the skies to the north today and this afternoon anyway. High temperatures, low 90s or so here in Phoenix. For tonight, partly cloudy with those isolated storms to the north of us. Then will become mostly clear overnight with lows in the upper 50s to upper 60s. Tomorrow, let me show you this real quick. This is the HRRR. Just to show you a high-resolution model view here. Our high-resolution rapid refresh at 5 o'clock this afternoon. It's got some storms lining up to the north of us. And again, that's about as far south as the HRRR believes they'll get. Now, that doesn't mean the outflow boundaries couldn't get a little further south of that. So, again, far northern Maricopa County, be aware of that. Now we'll go to tomorrow, and we'll see that area of low pressure. It's dropping down the California coast. It's coming toward the southwest, and this is going to rapidly intensify Saturday night into Sunday and close off into an upper low. But for the day on Saturday, we're going to see those height falls coming in, so the pressure gradient's going to be tightening up. Winds increasing through the day on Saturday. Southeast wind in the morning becoming southwest, 10 to 20 miles per hour here in the valley. Could see some gusts, though, over 30, 35, 40 miles per hour possible across northern Arizona and toward the Mojave Desert and into the deserts of southern and southeast California. So if you're traveling west on the I-8, I-10 corridors, maybe up there on I-40, west out of Flagstaff toward Kingman and going up the 93 toward Vegas, well, obviously you're going to want to be aware of some gusty winds possible through the day tomorrow. And obviously up toward Las Vegas, also at northwest Arizona, precipitation will be possible up there by tomorrow afternoon. So some rain showers, some higher elevation snow for places like Mount Charleston. Be aware of that too. But here in the valley, just mostly sunny and breezy tomorrow. High temperatures low to mid 90s. This will probably be the warmest day we have, at least for the next 5 or 6 days anyway. All right, let's go to Sunday. Now, here comes that upper low. And as I mentioned, this thing is intensifying. And one thing that is still going to be somewhat lacking with this system is the moisture. But boy, does it ever have the dynamic support. A very strong jet streak is going to develop on the southern end of this system and swing through Southern California and Southern Arizona on Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening. And if we had more significant, robust moisture, we could really see a good outbreak of showers and thunderstorms. As it is, moisture will be somewhat limited, but given the strong dynamics that we have aloft with this, the strong winds through the atmosphere, I still think we're going to see some widely scattered showers and thunderstorms possible Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening. So we're going to put in at least about a 20% chance of storms here in the valley for Sunday afternoon. High temperatures, they're going to be a lot cooler, mid 70s to near 80 degrees on Sunday. Keeping in mind that the average high, 90 degrees, so we'll be 10 to 15 degrees below average for the day on Sunday. And we'll continue with those rain chances Sunday night, even into Monday, a slight chance we could see a shower or storm because that low is not going to be in any big hurry to get out of here. It's just going to be sitting almost right on top of us on Monday. So the chance of a storm is not completely out of the question. But don't count on it here either. I wouldn't cancel outdoor activities. It will still be breezy on Monday. High temperatures, This will probably be the coolest day of the forecast period. I keep saying this with these systems passing through, and I keep getting proven wrong, but I would still suggest this will be the coolest day that we experience until later on in October or November, with highs only in the low to mid 70s here in Phoenix. Beautiful day. Let's keep going. This is Tuesday. Mid 70s to about 80 degrees again, and an isolated shower. I suppose it's not totally out of the question. The low is going to start to move out, but on the backside of it, again, a shower coming off the rim or the mountains to the north of us toward the lower deserts, including Phoenix, Tuesday afternoon. That's not completely out of the question. But by Tuesday night and Wednesday, that low is out of here. We're going to start a warming trend. And of course, it's May, so we warm up pretty quickly back toward the low and middle 80s, upper 80s to about 90 by the time we get to next Thursday. In fact, our guidance now is kind of pinning high temperatures toward the low and middle 90s. And so we're going to kind of tilt our forecast toward that, more of an aggressive warm up. And of course, we're going to stay fairly dry. I say fairly dry because there's still indications of some lingering low pressure kind of lurking around, and somewhat similar to what we have had going on this week. There's not a clear indication of just a huge ridge and a totally clean ridge setting up here. So we might still have a stray shower or storm across northern Arizona through the middle part of next week. So we'll keep you up to date on what's going on with that. But high temperatures will be recovering here across the valley. A week from today, this is Friday, the 9th of May. And again, high pressure more or less in control. Temperatures are going to be warmer. Again, mid 90s are likely here. And kind of just spoiler alert here, the latest guidance has highs getting pretty close to the triple digits by that following weekend. How intense this ridge gets is still a little bit suspect, but right now it sure does look like temperatures are going to be back to above average levels by the end of next week and into that following weekend. Out 10 days, Sunday the 11th. And again, more or less a westerly flow. The bulk of the ridge is a little off to the east of us, but still heights would be close to, if not just a slight bit above average. And with the drier air, yeah, temperatures are going to be flirting with the triple digits in all probability, even though this run of the GFS, if you take it at face value, probably isn't quite that warm. But the majority of our Ensemble guidance says, yeah, it's going to be pretty warm out here by the 10th and 11th. And we'll show you that in just a second. Looking at rainfall for Phoenix, this goes out through the 16th of May off the GFS Ensemble. Most of the members now indicate something in terms of rain, but the Ensemble mean is still fairly low. It's a little higher than what? I mean, look, the other day, a few days ago, the Ensemble mean was almost nothing. So now at least we got a few hundredths of an inch. Same thing for the European Ensemble. In fact, this has trended up closer to 0.2 of an inch with almost every member indicating measurable rain. And you'll remember much of last year, especially spring and summer, the European was the much drier model, the European Ensemble. And now it's kind of back toward more of the aggressive solution. Hopefully that's the correct solution. It was in our previous system that came through here, the European, and the SREF definitely handled that system very well. And temperatures off the national blend of models. Still going to be warm tomorrow, but then much cooler Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, well below average temperatures, and then we will warm it up rapidly. And you can see the NBM by Saturday the 10th, Sunday the 11th, triple digits back in the mix. Look, it's the month of May. We know it's just a matter of when, not if, those 100-degree temperatures return. And that is going to do it for the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion for today. My next video, in all probability, we will have at least one, if not two updates this weekend. So be watching for those. And if you enjoy these videos, be sure to subscribe, like, share, click that notification bell, leave those comments, questions, and suggestions. If you really enjoy what we do here, please help us out, support the channel, Click that thanks icon below the video here on YouTube. Make a monetary contribution to us that way, or even better than that, groffshow@gmail.com is that PayPal address. It's groffshow@gmail.com for PayPal. And I think we're going to be adding some new ways to help support the channel too in the coming days. The executive producer of the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion, my OAO, the SOT, the sweetest of all time, the Asian sensation and proprietor of sweetchildaz.com.org and the Facebook page of the same name, Sweet Child Arizona. Talking about my Michelle. Check her out. Blogs, videos, everything Michelle related. It's all linked up down in the description. And if you want to also listen to our streaming station, that is also linked up in the description. It's called KMGX. It's the most chaotic mix of music you'll ever hear. We want you to check that out. When I say chaotic mix of music, I'm not saying we play death metal and also Tchaikovsky. Okay, it's not quite that chaotic, but it's kind of on that continuum. We definitely have quite a huge mix of music that you will hear. And so we want you to check out KMGX. It's a great thing. We've got a real multimedia empire worth of entertainment here. And there's probably going to be a lot more than that in the coming weeks as well. All right. Thank you guys for watching. So grateful for all of you, all of your continued support. Just couldn't do any of this without you guys. Be safe. Stay cool, stay hydrated out there today, and have yourselves a beautiful rest of your Friday.